What's going on, YouTube? Ronan back. We are back in Whaleboro. Or not, actually, no, we're not. We're not in Whaleboro. So this is a new Conquest world. And it's for the sole purpose of some more WorldEdit fun. So we've got our normal tools. We got our, we got our wand. We've got our replace tool, and then we've got this stone shovel that we're going to use for some applications. So when you're building, one of the things that WorldEdit can do is, say you have, you've got a village over there, a city is over there, and you've got a village on the coast over here. And you want to connect them. You want to build roads. And Conquest is really good at vegetating, foliating the entire map. So one thing that we need to do is we need to get rid of that. So the grass block, the block ID for that is 2. There's also 1408 through 13. And it goes all the way through, and it varies. So here's what we're going to do. So when I make paths, generally speaking, I use yellow wool for my path, and that is 35-4. So we're going to type in BR sphere 35-4 1. So it's got a radius of 1. Now we're going to mask 2. 2 being the grass block. Now we can also mask 1408.13 and maybe 1408.4. So to do that, we just come back in, up arrow, mask 2, comma, 1408.13 and 1408, what was it, 2? Let me just make sure. 1408.4. Okay, so we'll just make that little tweak. 4. Right? So we've got our paintbrush all handy and ready, and we're blocked and ready to go. And I want to go over roughly that way. So you can come up really high if you want to. And let's just start. We'll just start painting in our path. Just kind of have it meander through here. Just kind of follow the different lines. And incidentally, this works really well for if you're putting in a creek or a river. But it works especially well for paths. And you'll notice that you can't really see it right now. That is because of all the vegetation. And that's something that we are going to fix here in just a second. So we'll come all the way over here. Come through here. And we'll just end up right there. So you can see that you can kind of see the yellow path. And I purposely have the, oh look, we got a Minecraft village. I purposely have the journey map open. Usually on videos I have it closed, but for this I have it open because I want you to pay particular attention to the journey map when I do this next step. So this next step, in order to get rid of foliage, and this will get rid of foliage or any block that is 1 block above what you designate. So how we're going to do that, /BR sphere 0 6. The number doesn't matter. 1 through 6 doesn't matter, especially in this case. So that's going to do air. That right now that'll be a digging tool. But then we do this, mask greater than 35-4. So now we have we're effectively masking off 35-4. So everything above 35-4 by 1 block only, we can now remove. Now you will have to probably go through and manually remove some blocks because some of the vegetation is multiple blocks high. And I'll show you that with trees here in a bit. So now watch the journey map and watch what I'm doing. We come through. And we just trim the hedges. You can see I can do this all over here. I'm holding the button down and it's not doing anything. But over the yellow wool, it removes the vegetation. So this way, you can get a nice clear path while maintaining vegetation on either side of your path or your road. And you can just, you cut your swath through the forest or through the plains, whatever it is. And now you look on Journey Map and you see the path that it's going through up in the right-hand corner. So that's how that is done. Now, we did talk about rivers. So, same kind of thing. And we're going to do a rough one right here. Let's see. Let's go BR sphere. 35, 4. Actually, no. You know what? BR sphere. Boop. Let's see. What is? I never remember this one. Light blue wool. So we'll go light blue wool. And we're going to start from like right here. And that is 35.3. Okay. So BR sphere 35.3. Mask 2. Oh wait, what did I? Oop, 1. Now we have to put our mask back on because I'm using fast async WorldEdit. Okay, so now we have that. So we want to go from here to that pond. So we just kind of come through here, and maybe we'll come into here, and we might have to do something in here just to make it fun, right? Just to make it fun. And then we'll come through here and do that. And you can get, as long as you're careful, you can get pretty darn close and fairly accurate with it. And a lot of it is your spacing, and there is a certain amount of tedium to it. But I think you'll find that it's fairly easy to do it and to make it look good, right? There we go. And right now all I'm doing is I'm cleaning up some of the for lack of better words, it's the overspray blocks, because this is truly painting. And that's part of the goodness of WorldEdit. Oh, actually, you know what? We did want those to be okay. Okay. So now what we'll do is we'll come over here and we'll do our same trick that we did before. So we BR sphere 35 or BR sphere 0 6 mask 35 whoop, greater than 35 3, right? So now we'll come through, get rid of that, get rid of all this pesky vegetation inside here, and go like that, right? And we're going to leave that because I'll show you why. Show you why in a second. So now, instead of masking greater than, we want to mask 35.3. Okay? That does that. Now we come through. Ooh, you know what? That's just, it's not going to quite work, is it? Let's get a grass block in there. And we'll put some of this up in here, you know, just to give it a little bit of a look. Okay, now here's, we could paint the bottom here sand. Is that what the other one is? No, it's kind of a rocky. So for the purpose of this video, I don't think we're necessarily going to do that because I think we've shown that before. But you could come through and, you know, 12.0, so you could we'll go ahead and do it. BR sphere 12.0.1 mask. What is it? 3, I think. Yeah, it is. And I mistakenly did it with bushes, so now our bush is a paintbrush. That's one thing. Actually, I'm glad I did that because it shows you that you can make a mistake with a brush, and there are some blocks that you can, like building blocks, that you may accidentally assign a brush to. And in this case, it is the whatever kind of bush this is I have in my hand. So it's the bracken. So we're going to drop the bracken off, and then type bracken again, and put it back. And now, oh yeah, well, we'll have to clear it, but whatever. Time set day. There we go. All right, so now we are with that. That's strange that we're having that kind of problem. So then we come here and go fill water 50. We've got water in here now. Not sure why I'm having graphics problems. That's very strange. And this is going to be just like we've done before on the other tutorial, where we pop that out, do that, and we'll do the same thing over here. And I believe the water level, oh, that's really upsetting, isn't it? Why is that doing that? So then we'll come here, fill water 50. But you know what? I think we're gonna have to. That is very strange that I'm having weird issues like that. I wonder if I have an update that's trying to process. 2080 Ti Ryzen 9, and I'm having that. Fix water 50. Okay, we'll turn slowly. There we go. So it fills that all out. Let me come over here. Get rid of that. goes out into there. And you know, we could even add some water block here, just to make it look right. So go water waster. Grab a water bucket. Do it the old school way. And sometimes you have to. Alright, we'll do that. That. Right, and you just kind of spill out. That's how we do like a nice little river. And it's not super detailed, but it does a nice little river. And then, so we've got our path, and you want to do path blocks. So there's a couple of different path blocks that work really well, and it really depends on what kind of path you're doing. For the purpose of this, we're going to use soft gravel, we're going to use dirt gravel, we're going to use grassy gravel, and up 3. Go there, go there, go there. So 1675 4, 14083, and 1675 1. So BR sphere 1675 4, 1675 1, and what was it, 14083? And we can type 6. That's really super annoying. 1675 1, 14083, 1675 1. And now what we want to do is we want to mask 35 4. So now we have our mask ready. We have our texture pack, our paint is ready. And now we just come in and we paint it. And I'm going to get to the bottom of whatever is going on graphics-wise. Looks pretty, but I don't know why there's that lag like that. That's very strange. You know, one thing we could do. You can drop that. There's really no reason to be. We'll go right there. See what that does. Yeah, I think what I'll do is, if I'm gonna go up that high on my render distance, I think I'll just go ahead and I'll designate 64 gigs of RAM to Minecraft. I've got the RAM to spare, so maybe that'll make it cleaner. And I know that sounds like super snotty and ridiculous that I can spare 64 gigs of RAM. I bought my RAM on sale, so I'm not I'm not rich. I bought my RAM on sale. I've got a lot of RAM to spare, and you know, this computer has 128 gig of RAM in it. It's more than anybody would ever need. And it was on sale, and it was just cheaper to do it this way. And it's just the way the price break worked. So. But yeah, there's your path, and I have another mod installed that I'm not going to talk about in this tutorial because I don't want to conflict. I don't want to make it confusing, but there is another mod that'll allow me to do some contouring. It's called Chisel and Bits, and it's an incredible tool. If you get a chance, go watch CryingEmu. Jump on the Discord and talk to Jaggy Snake. They're in Morphe. They are incredibly good at using that mod, and they do some incredible stuff. CryingEmu's, of course, got his channel, and there's a link in the description. But that's how you do paths. And it will work anywhere. All you have to do, I mean, it'll work through trees as well. And I'm going to show you a thing now with trees. So you come up to your tree, this 1025-2, right? That's your tree trunk, 1025-2. Is it all 10? So there's going to be some differences. So BR, sphere, 0. We're going to go with 1 since the forest is dense. Mask, 10, 25, 2. So watch this. So that part is not 1025-2. That's a different block. What block is that? 1038. So now we'll just go and we'll add that. 1038. And you may have to do this a couple times to where you get the whole tree. See, there's another one in there too. There's another block in there that's part of the tree, and that's 1366-10. And then there's also 1681-8. So now we're going to add 1681-8, and that will help us see quite a bit better right away. Well, maybe, I guess, maybe not. Maybe not right away. 1681-0. So that's another one. Maybe that's what makes up most of the tree. Let's see. Yep, as it turns out, yeah. Okay. So now I can remove most of this tree with that block. And there's going to be some outliers, as there always is. But you're able to remove most of the tree that way. So that's how we take out a tree. Now you will have to come through and you can remove these blocks, or what was it, 11031? So we can add that. We can add that to our brush and do this. The problem with doing this in a forest, if you're just trying to take out one tree, or I didn't disable the time cycle on this one. So the problem with doing this, if you're just trying to, in a forest, if you're just trying to take out one tree, is if the tree next to it is the same kind of tree, you're going to take that out too. 1366-10 and 1712. So 1366-10 and 1312 was it? Or is that 1712? 1712. 1712. Right. So now we can do this, do that, that, and that pretty much takes care of all of it. Some of the little bits and pieces like this, I would remove them by hand, because the risk of wiping out part of your forest is pretty high. But that's how you remove a tree. And if it's a freestanding tree, like a tree like this, it's super easy. You know, rather than 1599-1, so mask 1599-1. Whoop. There we go. There we go. Trim the tree down. What is that? 1599-2? Yeah. So, comma 15 99, 2. And we can get rid of that. We can get rid of the tree. So now all you have left is this. Now that works really, really well. This technique, oh, there it is again. This technique works really, really well if you are deforesting a large area. Because you figure out what the different blocks are that are associated with the trees you're removing, and you have it, and then you can just, you can just go, you can just rip through and just do it. Here's the other thing you can do. If you accidentally, when you did your world, you accidentally 17, 5, 4, 17, 0, 5, 0, 4, 0. If you accidentally had generate structures turned on, and you've already been building on your world and you don't really want to redo it, then you can do this. Hang on. So now we're masking off most of the village, right? And there's some blocks that we didn't grab yet, but yeah, the village is, for all intents and purposes, it's going away, right? And there's some blocks that you'll have to come back through and get. But for the most part, you'll be able to get everything wiped out and taken care of. So, but I would recommend when you make your new world, you turn off generate structures, so you don't have to deal with that. So we're going to leave this one here. Call that the tutorial. So we've built a path, and you see the path is actually, it's there, and it's clear when you're walking through, and you got vegetation on the side, and it's nice, and there's no vegetation in the actual path except for like a few pieces here and there that overlap in, and it gives it a real natural feel. So on the next tutorial we're going to cover some more brushes, because there's so much you can do with brushes to make life easier and to make your buildings or your builds look better, and you can develop them quicker. So like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. This is Ronan. You all have a nice day. Bye-bye.